contact, eye to eye. I walked up on her, now she acting all surprised. I asked her what she drinking, Casamigo with a lime. Bought her another drink, now she acting like she mine. But you fine, you a 10, girl. What's your name with your friends, girl? Another shot for the bad girls who don't know how to act right. She said I'm down, she ain't think twice. Another round if you ask nice. 5 figure, 10 figure. She only wanna with a rich. Everything on me, I know. 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 Contact, eye to eye. I walked up on her, now she acting all surprised. I asked her what she drinking, Casamigo with a lime. Bought her another drink, now she acting like she mine. But she fine, so I hit the bartender like another round on me. How many shots do you wanna put it down on me? You got good taste, baby, tell me what you down to do. With a clown and the joke's on you. I gotta hand it to you. I just wanna be in your orbit, cause that booty like a planet, gigantic, that shit enormous. I just wanna take you home for the night, going in the morning. Girl, I'm not the type of nigga you want, and that's a warning. 5 figure, 10 figure. She only wanna with a rich. Everything on me, I know. Everything on me, I know. Everything on me, I know. Everything on me, I know.
Party with the crew, okay. I just got a telly with a view, okay. Tell me what you really wanna do, okay. All your friends bad, I don't wanna choose. Don't make me, I don't wanna choose, but if I had to, I take little baby with the tattoos. All like cake like a bakery. Booty so big that it's blatantly. Wait. Okay, it's your weight, full plate. Eat it like some yo play. Your face down and you know the rest. You drive the boat and I motorboat. I'm swimming all of your drinks stream. Let me roll your boat like that. Say they wanna party with the crew, okay. I just got a telly with a view, okay. Tell me what you really wanna do, okay. All your friends bad, I don't wanna choose, okay.
Come here, out of town, I ain't from here. Come here, out of town, I ain't from here. Come here, my girl. I'm doing 90 on 40, my girl. I'm with the gang and we sliding, my girl. Shine out the paint while you hiding, my girl. It ain't no accident, I be applying the pressure. I guess you excited, my girl. I like a booty as flat as the world. A diamond, a ruby, a pearl. You look attractive. Asked her name, she like everybody call her Ashley. What you do last week? Living too fast. I said, baby, don't even ask me. Look at your wait, turning sideways. She can't even get that thing past me. Just make the call and I'm mashing. I'm wildin', you know that I'm crashing. Marble all around the sink, right where the counter sit. So much paper on me, she think that it's counterfeit. So much flavor on me, she wanna get down on this. Plain Jane plays, we ain't finna drown the blaze. Yeah, made man, got the same plan. Yeah, line them up, yeah, we playin' hangman. Yeah, these ain't rape bands, this the gangland. All these rings on, I'm a change man. Coming out of town, I ain't from here. 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 Marvel all around the sink right where you tryna sit. So much paper on me, she think that it's counterfeit. So much flavor on me, she wanna get down on this. Plain Jane players, we ain't finna tryna risk.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all tuning into the show this morning. It's okay. Yeah. Well, it's all right. It's going to be all right. But once again, y'all, appreciate y'all tuning into the show this morning. Happy, what day is this? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to y'all. Happy Wednesday to you. I wanted to come and do a show early this morning because I wanted to talk about domestic violence. All right. As y'all know, this month is also domestic violence awareness month as well as breast cancer awareness month. So the live that I did last night, it triggered me to want to go ahead and do a show talking about domestic violence and the impact that it has with us as humans. And I want to provide some statistic about it today on the show, and I want to also provide some resources as well to those of you who are interested in it. All right. So that's going to be the whole purpose of this show today. That's to give you these different resources and just tell you exactly what is domestic violence and all that good old stuff. Then also at the same time too, I do want to encourage a lot of content creators who are tuning into the show either live right now or you'll watch the replay of the show later. I want to encourage the different content creators to also just take a moment out of your platform and talk about domestic violence and and how it impact your particular community that you reside in. It does also provide different solutions and resources about it as well too. You know what I'm saying? So just want to encourage y'all to do that. But at the end of the day, it's your platform. It's your platform. But let's go and get into it. Salute on your salute on Joy, salute as well too. Salute as well too. So, one other thing too. Did this urban venting again? All right. Did this me venting again before I start the show? All right. So, once again, I'm gonna address these silly people who keep on trolling on my lives after the fact, he leaving comments after the fact on my lives. Now, the latest comment that I seen was that your intros is too long. That was one of them. Then another comment that I seen was, did this person ask you to use them as a thumbnail? Let me address both comments because obviously these people really do want me to give them their moment of shine. They want to have the spotlight. So I'm going to give them the spotlight for a few seconds, all right? And I'm going to be done with it again. Let me make myself clear on this. Once again, this is my platform. This is my house. Whatever I decide to do with my house, that is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it not because people want me to do it or people trying to make me do it a certain way that they want me to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm going to do it. And I don't care. Because I am more and more, I'm learning and understanding that some of these, subscribers or non-subscribers, some of them beginning beside themselves. Meaning that they think that they could want to control your platform. meaning that they could dictate and tell you how the way you should run your platform and what they think should happen. I'm one of them content creators where I don't need you over here. I'm cool with my low subscriber counts, but with people who will literally rock with me for what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Who's cool with it. I don't need no other subscribers who trying to manipulate me, trying to change my platform, trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't do with my platform, or how the way I should talk on my platform, how the way my content should be, how the way my thumbnails should be, and all the different things. I'm addressing y'all again, and I'm letting y'all know that at the end of the day, I don't give a damn, because this is my house and this is my platform. I'm going to do my platform the way I'm going to do my platform, period. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you suggest. I'm going to do it how the way I'm going to do it. If I want to have a whole hour intro, I'm going to do an hour intro because it's my house and my platform. And I'm going to do it. Either you're going to sit there and listen to the whole intro, or you could skip ahead into the main talking points that I'm talking about, or just don't watch it at all, period. I'm just saying, because some of y'all really believe that you can want to control these content creators' platform for real, and y'all getting beside yourself. F y'all want cash apps, F y'all super chats, and all that stuff there. I want them content creators that you're not going to do that, period. How the way I'm going to do it is how the way I'm going to do it. I don't care. What I'm going to talk about is what I'm going to talk about, period. How the way I say it is how the way I say it, period. Regardless if you understand what I'm saying or not. If you don't understand it, oh well, I don't care. I don't care, because I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to be a people pleaser. I'm here to be a content creator, to create content. And one last thing too, before I jump into this again, all right? It's very interesting to me too that the very ones who taught this noise be talking all this bull crap, right? It's very interesting that they say stuff like this, right? But at the same time, they go over to these other content creators who be doing all this crazy stuff with their platform. Have nothing to say. Nothing, period. They'll go over there and have a hell of a good time with these other content creators, but they be putting out this old trash content. But have the audacity to come and try to dictate and control what I'm doing over here. So, with all due respect, F y'all. I'm going to do what I do. Period. It is what it is. It is what it is. So you take it how the way you want to take it. Because I don't care. All right, enough with that. Let's get to domestic violence. Let's get to it. All right, so I wanted to present this on a show to y'all. Like I say, I did a show last night, was kind of talking about domestic violence. And so what I want to do, I want to go ahead and share with y'all the statistics about domestic violence. And I want y'all to be aware of domestic violence in your community, in your immediate space as well too. And if you know people who are victims of domestic violence, or maybe you were a victim or a victim, I want to also provide resources to you as well too that you can attain. All right, so let's go ahead. All right, I'm back. Hope I'm in the same live. Yeah, I am. My bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah, my internet kind of throttled a little bit. My bad. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm back. All right, so yeah, if you go to this website, the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, right? You could click by state the statistics there. So I'm gonna do that real quick just to show y'all this. Now I reside. Once when you get to this, I reside in the state of Texas, right? So, you scroll down to any state you want to go to. But in this example, I'm in Texas. So When you do this, it's going to pull up the statistics in the state of Texas. Now, it gives you the definition, which is what is domestic violence. So, of course, domestic violence is the willful intimidation, physical assault, battery, sexual assault, and abusive behavior as part of a systematic pattern of power and control perpetrated by one intimate partner against another. It includes physical violence, sexual violence, threats, economic, emotional, and psychological abuse. The frequency and severity of domestic violence, it varies dramatically. And of course, it gives the number that we deal with in the state of Texas. All right. So it gives the number right here: 40.1% of Texas women, and it's 34.9% Texas men experience intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner rape, and intimate partner stalking in their lifetimes. All right. So it said 2019, it's an estimate that 71,000 victims received services through family violence agency funded through the Texas Health and Human Service Commission. Now, my company that I am employed with, we also want to provide these type of services too. A matter of fact, the reason why I know a lot about this is because I'll be talking to our clients all the time, dealing with domestic violence situations that they encounter, and I do want to let y'all know that it's not only women who deal with domestic violence or domestic abuse, but it's also men too, because I have talked to them and I know about it. You know what I'm saying? So my company do provide these type of services as well in the state that I reside. All right. So now, just like I say, it gives the different stats in the state of Texas, but I'm going to go back to the main stats. All right. So you can want to check this out by your state. I think this is very interesting read for y'all, wherever state you reside in. You can just go to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence website, and it'll put up the stats for you. And that way, you could have that conversation and, talk to people, or if you're a content creator as well, too, you just go and pull up these stats and just have a conversation about it, because I believe that this is important to talk about, all right, because this is something that is affecting us every single day as humans, all right. So now, according to the fact sheets here, on the average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner contact sexual violence, and or intimate partner stalking with impacts such as injury, fearfulness, post-traumatic stress disorder, the use of victim services, contraction of sexually transmitted diseases, and etc. Now, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 3 men have experienced some form of physical violence by intimate partner. This includes a range of behaviors such as slapping, shoving, pushing, scratching. In some cases, might not be considered as domestic violence. All right. Now, the video that we reviewed last night, where we was talking about the truth and Mrs. LaTruth, right? The reason why the police did arrest him, because according to my sources, they deemed it as not being domestic violence, their situation. All right. So 1 in 7 women and 1 in 5 men have been injured by an intimate partner. 1 in 10 women have been raped by an intimate partner. This data is unavailable on male victims, and the reason why it's unavailable on the male victims is because of 2 reasons. The first obvious reason is because whenever services like this try to conduct a survey dealing with this, right, most of the male victims do not come out and talk about it. And the reason why they do not come out and talk about it is because they don't want to feel ashamed. They don't want their pride and ego to be hurt by it. All right. That's the first reason. The second reason is because of the obvious reason, is because unfortunately it is easier to promote that women are more of a victim of domestic violence than men. Let me say that again. It is easier for them to promote that women are victims of domestic violence than men because the media always portray the woman as being weak or being a weaker vessel or being a weaker human or whatever stuff, right? So they need that face. Now, if you put a man in the face of domestic violence, I guarantee that it wouldn't be as much of a push in it. All right. So that's the other reason why the data is unavailable with male victims. All right. Now, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of severe physical violence, which is beating, burning, strangling by an intimate partner in a lifetime. 1 in 7 women and 1 in 18 men have been stalked by an intimate partner during their lifetime to a point to which they felt very fearful or believed that someone close to them will harm or kill them. On a typical day, more than 2,000 phone calls placing on the domestic violence hotline nationwide. The presence of a gun in domestic violence situation increased the risk of homicide by 500%. Intimate partners violent accounts for 15% of all violent crime. Women between the ages of 18 to 24 are most commonly abused by an intimate partner. 90% of domestic violence involves a weapon. That's very low, by the way. Domestic victims are correlated with a higher rate of depression and suicidal behavior. Only 34% of people who are injured by intimate partners receive medical care for their injuries. All right. Now, this is one the statistic for rape, stalking, homicide, children in domestic violence, because children do also experience domestic violence as well too, and economic impact. And so we're going to talk about all of that. Now, the rape part. Now, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 7 men in the United States have been raped in their lifetime. Almost half of the female, 46.7%, and males, 44.9% victims of it in the United States were raped by an acquaintance, which that is very true. People that I have talked to, every single time they share their story with me, they always tell me the same exact thing, that it always was somebody that was close to them that happened to. Of these, 45.4% of female rape victims and 29% of male rape victims were raped by an intimate partner, which that is true. Now, for us, the stalking part, 19.3 million women and 5.1 million men in the United States have been stalked in their lifetime. The reason why the numbers for the men are low is because men is not going to report it as the women are, because men don't want their ego to be, hurt or anything, and they don't want to look like that they're victims or weak. So the number's going to be much lower, but I guarantee it's way more higher. It probably close to about the same percentage of the women, to be honest. Anyway, in the United States have been stalked in their lifetime, 60.8% of female stalking victims and 43.5 men reported being stalked by a current or former intimate partner. Now, for us, homicide, the study of intimate partners or homicide found that 20% of victims were not the intimate partners themselves, but family members, friends, neighbors, person who intervened, law enforcement responders, or bystander. Now, this is very true dealing with this situation with stalking. All right, this is very true. All right, because some of y'all believe that when people say that they're being stalked, they actually thinking that they're talking about their intimate partner or the partner that they used to have some type of intimacy with, but in most cases, it's not that. In most cases, what they do, the one person would coerce or encourage other family members or other friends or other associates, whatever, into this narrative to want to say that they the victims, and you should want to do this or you should do that to that person. And so they encourage them to do that, and that's why they'll go out and go into their neighborhoods and stalk them. They'll be reporting what they're doing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is another reason why people who stalk people and stuff, right? This is the reason why they never see them, is because how the way they do that. They utilize other means to do it. Now, modern day technology modern day technology, they'll go to the stream like if a person who's on good with on computer hacking or anything like that, they'll use on computer software to hack into people's devices to start them and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that. Now, the homicide part, a study of intimate partner homicides found that 20% of the victims were not the intimate partners themselves, but family members, friends, neighbors, person who intervened, law enforcement responders, or bystanders, and 72% all murder suicide involved an intimate partner. 94% of the victims of these murder suicides are female, which once again, the statistics is true because more reports has been reported about the female than the male. All right. And now the information also true about the children in domestic violence, which 1 in 15 children are exposed to intimate partner violence each year, and 90% of these children are eyewitnesses to this violence, which that is true. Now the video that I'm going to do a part 2 on tonight. Mrs. LaTruth actually was involving the children in the situation as well too, where they was encouraging the children to participate in talking bad about the father and different things like that to try to prove a point to make them be the victim. All right, so. Now the economic impact of this is that some victims of intimate partner violence lose a total of 8.1 million days of paid work each year. The cost of intimate partner violence exceeds $8.3 billion per year. Between 21 to 60% of victims of intimate partner violence lose their job due to reasons stemming from abuse. Between 2003 to 2008, 114 women were murdered in their workplace by their abuser. 78% of women killed in the workplace during this time frame. Now, let me real quickly talk about this as well too, because my employers we talk about this as well too. Now, the reason why these numbers are like this is because of 2 reasons. First of all, like I was talking about, the person who be doing the stalking and stuff right there, it puts put the victim into an uncomfortable place because that person know where they work, and so they'll either go to the workplace and start doing weird stuff, like they'll send flowers to their workplace, they'll send gifts to their workplace, they will create a relationship with a employer at the workplace and do all kind of weird stuff. And or they'll literally send family members or friends or whoever to the workplace as well too to do these same type of acts in a way to manipulate that person to make that person feel uncomfortable. All right. So that have happened. Then of course you have these old beta male simp men who be so triggered by the woman where they get into a mindset saying that if I can't have her, then no one can mentality, right? And so they'll go into the workplace and spray up their whole entire workplace. That's because they are hypersensitive, and doing all this weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? So them are the 2 reasons why that won't impact the way it is. And ultimately what's going to end up happening is that the victim end up losing their job because they're taking all this time off. They're not as productive at work as well too. You know what I'm saying? They're not as productive at work and, all these different things as well too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about the physical and the mental impact as well too, all right? So, women abuse their intimate partners are more vulnerable to contracting HIV or other STIs due to the forced intercourse or prolonged exposure to stress. Studies suggest that there is a relationship between intimate partner violence and depression and suicide behavior, which that is true. Physical, mental, and sexual and reproductive health effects have been linked with intimate partner violence, including adolescence pregnancy, unattended pregnancy in general, miscarriage, stillbirth, intrauterine hemorrhage, nutritional deficiency, abnormal pain, and other gastrointestinal problems, neurological disorder, chronic pain, dismobility, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, cancer, cardiovascular diseases. Victims of domestic violence are also at a high risk for developing addictions to alcohol, tobacco, and or drugs, which all of this is true. Now, once again, due to the profession that I am right now, I experience all of this. Everything that they stated from teen pregnancy, experience on teen pregnancy, unwanted pregnancies, all this, stems for different reasons and stuff. Some of it stems to what we're talking about right now, which is domestic situations, domestic violent situations, and it puts that person into a uncomfortable space. All right. And just like I say, this particular part where it's talking about the physical and mental impact, of course, it's talking about, the women, but also men experience this as well too, other than the pregnancy part. But let me give y'all this perspective too. Likewise, it'll be women that'll do that to the men, and they end up getting pregnant, right? And so the man never wanted to have a child with that woman to begin with in the first place. And so it put that man into an uncomfortable situation where he's fearing that this woman is going to knowingly manipulate and use him and still be in his life. But he also fearing that this woman is going to go out and put him on child support. Fearing that the court systems, the court system is going to grant her, sole custody of the child, and the man fearing that he'll no longer have a substantial way of living. All right. So which it goes back to what we're saying about people they become a high risk of developing addictions to alcohol, tobacco products and or drugs. So all of these all together because of that reason. All right. So once again, it not only affects the woman, but it also affects the men as well too. All right. So like I say, I wanted to share this with y'all. Now, y'all can go to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence website, and you can get all this information. And once again, I do encourage people who are content creators to at least, spend a moment of your time with your platform and at least just talk about it. Have a conversation about it. Just talk about this, because I believe that there are many people who have dealt with this or maybe dealing with this right now, and they're tuning into your content. That's for entertainment. You know what I'm saying? They're tuning into your content for entertainment, just to get away from whatever it is that they're dealing with, right? But who you are as a content creator, you're actually talking about this topic, and there may be some things that you discuss on your platform that they never knew about. They didn't know about that there are different resources available for them to help assist them in their state, which it is. There are a lot of resources available in their own state to help them. And this is for men and women. All right. So real quick. Now, like I always, like I've been doing on my platform, I've been going really, really hard talking about the modern day women in their behavior and like the beta male simps in their behavior as well too. Now, I was giving you all the stats about this and everything that goes on with this. Now comes the accountability part, and now comes the solution part about this. All right. Now here's the accountability part. Once again, it is very important for us as grown adults for us to vet out the people who you consider being in a relationship with, who you consider, having sex with, and all these different things. It's important for you to do that. Because if you don't take time out and do your due diligence and really find out about that person, what normally tends to happen is that people will find out after the fact. And they're knees deep into the relationship. They're fully invested into the relationship. And now they really don't want to give up the relationship because some people fear of starting over. They don't want to start over. So they'll just stay in it. Not to mention, there's not a lot of choices these days as far as being in a relationship. As y'all see men getting passports and they're trying to find another woman in another country. You see women who set these super high standards and expectations for the men where men can't even reach up there, especially if you're an average as best man or an average as best woman. So they settle and stay in these relationships. So that's why I always talk about this and tell y'all that it's very important that you vet out the people that you're talking to, that you're interested in. I always ask the targeting, triggering questions. I always have uncomfortable conversations like this, for example. I will have a conversation talking about domestic violence and ask them, have they ever experienced that before? And I want to know their perspective about that. I'll ask some conversations about their upbringing. Like, what's your upbringing? How do that look like? What do your parents believe in? Have you ever experienced domestic violence when you was growing up with your parents? Did you live in a two-parent household, or were you in a household with a single parent? And how did that impact you? I'll be asking all these different, questions so you could figure out if this person is going to be suitable for you for a lifetime, or even suitable to even have sex and procreate. You know what I'm saying? You need to know these things. Because if you don't do that right, you're going to enter into this relationship, and next thing you know, you end up in a domestic violence situation. You're in a toxic relationship. All because you was looking at the outside rather than going into the core of that person, figuring out that person. So that's the accountability part. The solution part is for us personally. The solution part is for us to literally take the time out and look at our own self in the mirror. I think it's time for us to do a purge within ourselves. We're real quick to do purging with other things and stuff, right? But I think it's time for us to do a purge within ourselves. Because some of us, we got a lot of messed up stuff in us, for real, that's buried deep inside of you. Some of us, we got a lot of hurt and pain inside of us that need to come out. So I think it's time for us to do an actual purge within ourselves. Look at yourself and start reevaluating yourselves. Start reevaluating, why do you think the way that you do, why you perceive things, how the way you perceive it. Is this beneficial for not only you, but for your future as well too? Even if you're either married or planning on being married or planning on just being in a relationship. You should want to do all these things and consider the possibility. You should be thinking about what would it literally be like for me to be in a relationship with me. Can I stand myself? Would I be able to tolerate the different temperaments that I go through? Would I be able to tolerate the things that how the way I perceive or my worldview? Would I be able to tolerate that? Then when you come up with a conclusion on that, immediately in your mind, you should be thinking like, well, shit, if I can't deal with this, I'm pretty sure nobody else can't deal with this. So this is something I need to want to correct. I need to rectify this thing real quick. And so you go through the process of correcting that. You start going through the process of changing yourself. Not for people, but you're doing it for you. You're doing it for you. And that's another thing too, is that when we be in these relationships, we always tend to either want to change that person. And this go for both men and women. Both men and women do this. That we be narcissistic in our way. Like I told y'all before, and I'm going to say this again. We all are narcissistic in a way. We are. We all want some form of control in a way. All of us. And so what we do, we begin to do narcissistic thing. We begin to try to change that person to the way that we want them to be so we can feel comfortable, not for that person, but we want to feel comfortable for ourselves. But in reality, the real reason why you're doing that is because there's some things within yourself that you cannot accept. And so you're projecting that to the person that you care about. See, y'all didn't think about that. You're literally projecting that into the person that you actually care about. And so now you're trying to change this person, trying to redefine this person. But all in all, it wasn't that person, it was you. You. So it'll be beneficial, even if you're thinking about being in a relationship, or if you're in a relationship right now, it'd be beneficial for you to go through the process of reevaluating yourself. If it takes for you to, go on and having a therapy session with anyone, by all means do it. It is nothing wrong with therapy, y'all. It is nothing wrong with it. The one thing I say about that is that when you go to regular therapy, right, it shouldn't take you 5 or 6 years of being in therapy to figure out that you got some bullshit wrong with you. It shouldn't take that long. What that therapist is going to do, they're going to reevaluate, and they're going to point out all these behavioral traits that you got going on with yourself, and they're going to encourage you to change. It is not up for that therapist to make you change. It is up for you to accept that and want to change. Not do it for a few moments, then go back and doing the same thing over again. Then you go back to your therapist. Oh, today, this is what happened. And of course, they're going to sit there and let you do it because they're getting paid to do it. So they don't care as long as they're getting paid. But I'm just putting y'all on game on this, that at the end of the day, it's up to you to accept that and want to change. And this is also no different, y'all, from people who go to church, all right? The whole purpose of you going to church is for you to hear a word from God, right? To change, to do better, to encourage you to be the best version of yourself. That's the overall premises of that. It's not for you to just go there to be just entertained and leave, but it encourages you to change, to be better. It ain't just for you to get you a quick fix, then you still have the same mentality. Go right on out and have the same mentality, doing the same old thing over again. Then come right back in. Oh, I need my quick fixing today, Pastor. Need you to lay your hands on me. Nah. It's up to you to take accountability, know what you're doing, and change it. That's it. So that's pretty much it for this topic. Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this show today. I will be resuming my show later on tonight with LaTruth, so y'all can tune in to that as well too. And once again, I do encourage people who are content creators to just at least take a time out of your platform and talk about domestic violence and how the way possibly impact you, your community, and give resources and solutions, because I honestly believe that people really do need to hear this, and they really do need the influence to help them cope through this. All right. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I see everybody who want to tune in the chat. Russia, I see you as well too. Thank you. Appreciate you tuning in. Matter of fact, Russia, text me on a little later. All right. So, but other than that, y'all enjoy your day. and I'll see y'all soon.